It used to be Huntsville's only homeless comedian, guys, and now he doesn't even have that. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Mr. Joel Elliott!
Oh my God, you're right, I lost everything. So I don't know, I've been really isolated lately. I've been trying to be around people, so I started going to a nihilist support group. I've been to 6 meetings of this nihilist support group. So far, nobody's showed up. Because why? You know, why? What's the purpose? Hi, Coppertop! Or should I say drunk Coppertop? No, I know it's both. I smelled the parking lot. So, my name is Joel Elliott. You can follow my awkward handle on Twitter by following @awkwardhandle on Twitter. I tweeted a lot about mental health today, and I know if you know me well and you've seen my timeline, you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, no shit, Joel, you tweeted about mental health. It is very clear that you are not a well man when we look at your Twitter feed. But no, today was a different thing. I have to thank, don't bust on the Canadians, Will. You called them frostbacks? I've never even heard that slur. What, did you write something? That is awesome. But no, don't make fun of Canada, because Canada has been very good to me. I want to thank Kristen and Rebecca from Healthy Minds Canada. They worked with me today about, they reached out and they were like, hey, you want to be involved in this thing? And we've been tweeting all day, #BellLet'sTalk, because every time you tweet that today, it's a special event, they put money towards mental health treatment in Canada. Why Canada? Because the United States is terrible with mental health care, and none of them reached out to me. Canada reached out to me, so I'm helping Canada. I don't know. But it was a fun day. We raised a lot of money. It was awesome. We talked about mental health all day. And so I was like, well, how do I, say thank you to Rebecca and to Kristen from Healthy Minds Canada? I was like, why don't I tell the story of my mental illness? Because what's funnier than just raw humanity? Why don't we talk about that? So when I was 8 years old, I was living in Baltimore City, Maryland, okay? The woods that I played in out back, I had a timeshare clubhouse, okay? It was this plywood shack that during the day, I would play in the plywood shack. At dusk, I would haul ass back to my home because that's when the crackheads come, because they built the shack. The shack was for them to smoke crack in, so people wouldn't see the flickering of the lighters, So one day, it's dusk, I'm coming out of the woods, and I start to hear this noise. And it becomes clear to me that this is not an animal dying, this is a human being dying. And Baltimore City, that happens every day. So it's not, that big of a deal, but it's a big deal. A human being is being murdered. So I ran to the row home where we live. I knocked on all the doors. Security guard comes out, like a dude that works in security. He has a bat because I tell him what's going on. A dude from the hockey team in D.C. that happened to live in our row home, he comes out with a hockey stick. I go in the house, come out with a broken hockey stick. I'm 8 years old. What the hell am I going to do? But the three of us walk up to the woods like the Wizard of Oz. We're like, okay, we're going to do this. Somebody's getting murdered, and we're going to help. And the security guard comes to the edge of the woods, and he goes, hey! And it's silent for a minute, and then the screaming continues, and we're all like, I think we should call the cops. So we call the cops, and the cop gets there, and a cop comes up to the edge of the woods, and he shines a flashlight in the woods. And he goes, hey! Still nothing. So he's like, I'm going to have to call for backup. This continues until there are 9 cops there, and nobody has helped the woman in the woods who is being killed, because it's a poor area. Why would we go in there? We're all just going to sit here and talk about it. So I, as an 8-year-old child, sit there and listen to a woman being murdered for 2 hours and 20 minutes. And then I go back into my house, and I begin my journey into mental illness. I've been wrong ever since that moment. I attempted suicide about a year later at the age of 9. So, when you guys come to me and you're like, hey, Joel, don't kill yourself, I have been having daily suicidal thoughts since I was 9 years old and I attempted suicide. I'm fine. I'm old hat at this. If I have trouble, I'll go to the hospital, guys, because that's what you guys, I'm talking only to the stand-up comics right now, that's what you guys should do. If you feel like you're going to do something, go to the hospital. That's what it's there for. #BellLet'sTalk. Let's talk about mental illness a little more openly. Let's not feel shame about it, guys. And I'll try to be funnier, talk about it a little less when I'm at the open mics. when it's not an event, I promise. Coppertop, you have been great. I, on the other hand, have been Joel Elliott.
Friends got a hug. Friends got a hug. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Joe Elliott. Oh, Joe.